What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass, like and subscribe. So, excuse the voice. I had a little bit of sneezies yesterday, but I'm okay. I get the allergies, you know how it is. Anyway, so I've been listening to podcasts. I've been watching, seeing what's going on with this whole Starfield zeitgeist as it continues day by day. And I listened to two particular shows. I listened to, people don't know how to drive. I listened to Rebel FM with, with Matt and wow, why am I forgetting the names? Arthur Geese and Anthony Galagos. And they like Starfield. And then I listened to FPS, Friends Per Second, I guess. It's the first time I ever listened to it. Actually, it was a YouTube video, so I don't know. It probably has a podcast, but I just watched the video. Well, I listened to the video. And they were like the ones that gave it all 70s. Well, except Skillup was on there. He didn't play it yet. Jake Balladino was on there, Lucy James, and some other people that I have no idea who they were. And so the problem with people who are critiquing Starfield, they have critiques, right? And they say, yeah, give it a 7 out of 10. I'm like, okay. But then they go on for 20 minutes saying, oh my God, this is cool, that's cool, this is cool, that's cool. And then they go over here and they say, well, it's shallow. Well, I think Jim Sterling said that, but whatever. We're not paying attention to that person. But their arguments, one of the arguments was take for instance Mass Effect. Mass Effect had a cohesive universe where there was one governing body that kind of connected all of the different factions, if you will, all the different races and species and all the different locations. And I'm like, okay, that's weak. That's super weak. That is so weak that I was about to jump through the internet and smack that fool. Because look at the world. Okay, let's say Starfield is a reflection of humanity and the Earth, because that's all that we know, right? As far as socials and societies and stuff. So is there one super governing body that governs the whole planet, all the different countries? I mean, there's NATO or the UN, but that's weak sauce. That's not even close to anything. And they have the UC, which is a faction, if you will. Then they have the Frontiermen guys, and then the Crimson Reds, and they have Spacers. They're different factions, and this is how tribalism works. And that argument about, oh, there's nothing connected, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, y'all are so, I don't know, I was about to say inept, but I'm like, look, turn your brain back to when you were a kid and your imagination actually worked, and go and play the game. You guys are trained so much to have the story spread out all in front of you. Say, this is the story, and this is your character, and this is what you need to do. This isn't that game. This is not the same. This game is different. It's not like all those other whack games where it's just telling you, it's pushing you along a path. This has a overall path, but there's so many side paths to go through. It's like you're going into a forest. Here's the main forest path, but hey, there's another one. Let's go this way. See what happens. Fun things happen. That's what happens. But that was a pretty weak argument. I was like, and they were. I mean, it feels like they're trying to justify their 7s because the backlash and the zeitgeist is so strong with this game, and so many people love it. They feel that they have to put out their point to make it to prove their points, to prove that 7 with words, articulately placed words. That's not how you use that, but anyway. So I'm like, okay, these people aren't idiots, but at the same time, they're saying, oh, it's bad, this is boring, it's blah, blah, blah. And then they go in 10 minutes and they're talking about, oh man, but this part was really good. I'm like, okay, is it good? Is it bad? Why are you dissecting every little single thing? Did you do this for The Last of Us? Did you do this for all these other games? No, you didn't. That's my problem. That's my main problem. Now, all these critiques and these critics are not treating Starfield like how they treat all these other Sony first party Walking Dead simulators. You know, did you pick apart God of War like that? I heard some people say, yeah, the puzzles are kind of whack. And I was like, all right, there you go. Let's go. Like the game part is like, same animations over and over again, same getting in the boat animation, I heard that. So those people get props. But all these other people, oh, it's the best game ever. They don't say nothing about the negatives like they do in Starfield. Starfield is so big that I was listening to Rebel FM, and Arthur Geese said something, and he didn't spoil anything, but he said, you finish this game, and the way that they have New Game Plus, it's like, okay, it sounds like it's like I don't know if my expectations are getting too high or whatever, but I'm like, I don't think I've ever played a game that had New Game Plus that is like, yo, you gotta play this. The fact that Greg Miller, I said this before, but the fact that Greg Miller is like on gameplay New Game 6, I'm like, okay, that's ridiculous. And then there's other people, somebody said, I can't remember, I think it was on Rebel FM, he said, yeah, I know a guy who's on playthrough 16. I'm like, what? Huh? How? Those, when people say that, I'm like, okay, there's something here. Like how are you gonna play this game 16, New Game Plus 16 times, and you're still going? And Arthur kind of alluded to the fact that things change when you New Game Plus it. And I was like, shoot. And so he went back before the point of no return and basically said he's gonna go finish, I guess, all of his faction stuff, so I guess he can see the differences. And I'm like, but I don't know what it is. I'm just kind of extrapolating from the knowledge that I have, which is not a lot. And so I'm like, wow. It's like, I'm not even, and some people have said, I think Arthur alluded to it as well, that yeah, you got to finish the game and then the game starts. I think Pete Hines said that too. I'm like, huh? And I know I said before, I said, man, the game's got to be good from the jump. If you got to wait 10, 20 hours and then the game gets good, then that's whack. I said that. I admit it, I said that. But this game has more than just garbage game that you have to get through. It has shipbuilding, outposts, and plus the Bethesda faction stuff, and plus, I'm like, there's so much stuff in this game. It's like I can't not want to play at least one part of it. I was about to spoil something, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. But I've started to get into the Constellation story, and I'm seeing what's happening. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm intrigued. Let's keep going. You know what I mean? I don't want to get through that. And by the way, I pissed off Sarah. I said something to her, and she said, Sarah don't like that. I was like, well, I guess that's it for her. And then I met Andrasia. And I was like, what's up, boo-boo? She said, every time I go to her, I'm like, yo, you got something for me, girl? She like, yes, I do. Boop. And she gives me money. She gives me credits every time, yo. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. I almost feel like her daddy, if you know what I mean. But she's my sugar mama. She's my cougar. No, I'm older. I like made the dude look like me a little bit, as much as I can. You know, there is limitations to the character creator, but it's pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna keep listening to all these people talk about Starfield. They say, oh, it's polarizing, or it's, you know, some people like it, some people hate it. Most people like Starfield. There's a very few vocal minority that hate Starfield, give it 7s, and that really, really don't even hate Starfield, but they hate Bethesda and their practices and their stances, I guess, against LGBTQ. You know who you are. Anyway. But yeah, you know, some people just hating it to hate it. They have an agenda. and they want to use this platform to push their agenda. And like I said in the previous video, review scores matter to certain companies and to certain individuals whose bonuses rely on those review scores. So if it doesn't matter, then give all games good review scores so that people can get that money. Okay, how about that? You know, if review scores don't matter, help these people out. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna support the devs, give them a good score, give them a 10 out of 10 regardless, and then that way they get paid. That's how it is. You know, that's I think a good way of approaching that. If you're gonna say review scores don't matter, but anyway, sorry for the tangent. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys have been listening to the scuttlebutt and about the people who give Starfield 7s, and the fact that they're still talking about it is it's not ridiculous, but it's wow. It's like, I knew it was zeitgeist. I knew it was like everybody's talking about it, but geez, everybody talking about it. It's like they're not stopping because of the SOE. That's what it is. So I'm gonna have to put Starfield in the title again. Give me my SOE. But nah, I'm playing it. I'm about 25 hours in now. I'm gonna do all the constellation stuff, and then, well, I'm gonna do it up to where I can, and then I'll probably go and do the faction stuff, the UC stuff, and probably the Crimson. I was gonna say Crimson Dragon, Crimson Guard, Crimson, whatever it's called. Those Crimson Pirates guys. And oh, there was this one time. I'll tell you one episode. I was on a planet, and a ship was landing. Or no, it was already landing. It was just, or I guess it might have just landed or whatever. But anyway, I ran up to it, and it was a spacer ship. And I was like, oh, and there was like two spacers in the cargo in the landing bay, and I shot them, and then they freaking flew off, and I was like, man, I should have jumped in and then shot them, because I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot them first, because you know you just want to clear them out and then you go in, but they took off. I was like, man, I could have stole me a ship. I could have had me a ship. It was big too. I was like, man, shoot. I was so mad, but I ended up. Come on, people with the horn. Anyway, I ended up updating my ship because I need more cargo. So, but anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think about the scuttlebutt and the Starfieldness and stuff, and where you at in the game. I know you guys actually don't do that, because I don't want you to say anything like any spoilers or anything. I'm trying to keep it clean, especially in the comments. But yeah. I mean, actually, you can let me know if you agree with some of the critiques as far as menu and all that stuff. That'd be a good discussion. Let me know about that. What do you think would make it a little better or worse? And have you been paying attention to the mods? I have a little bit. Your boy Henry MXR, I forgot his channel, but he used to do Skyrim mods and Fallout mods, and now he's doing Starfield mods. And I was like, pfft. Let's go. And he did a nice, I missed the first episode, but he did another one. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. So I like his channel. He's pretty funny. But there is, yeah, I mean, just the game alone is crazy big, and it was everything you could do with the mods. I'm like, come on, they haven't even begun. They're like over 1,000 mods. I'm like, this is gonna be ridiculous. This is a forever game. It's forever. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Hit it up in the comments. Whatever y'all talk about, you know what's up. And I'll check you on the next one. Till the wait.